Happy Tuesday. I am so glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk about another thing that I saw on Facebook in January. So, it was talking about consistency over time, and she gave this wonderful uh, visual picture, and it just really stuck with me. So, she had two paper towels, or two rolls of paper towels, I should say, and they were right next to each other. And she left the one just normal. And the other one, she started peeling off the paper towels themselves, one square at a time. So one, whatever at a time, and laying the stack next to the paper towels. So she was doing this as she was talking, and she was saying that's the way consistency works. So consistency over time, you can't necessarily see at the beginning the progress that you're making. Sometimes it's internal progress, sometimes it's external progress, but you can't see it yet because you have such a big goal in mind. But if you continue to be consistent day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you will start to see growth. So she was showing, as she was talking, she kept ripping it off and piling up the paper towel stack next to her. And pretty soon we could see a big difference between the two that were the same at the beginning of the video. And then when it got to the end, they were a good halfway in between. Like you could see a noticeable difference between where she quote unquote, started versus where she was then. And she wasn't even finished. She was still consistently tearing off the paper towels. So she was only like in the middle of the goal that she was trying to achieve. So that got me thinking about my life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. How there are some big goals that I have for this year, for 2024. So, one of the goals that I have is physical. One of the goals that I have is for our house. There are some projects that I want to get done around our house to make it more organized, to make it easier to deal with. We all lead busy, busy lives, and so, which I'm sure all of you do too. And so we just need to make some changes in our life so that we're not stuck at home working constantly, but we have time to build the memories that we want to. We have time for that refreshing that we had talked about the different seasons. We have the time to refresh our minds, our bodies, our spirits, and our souls. But it's the same with whether it's spiritual or whether it's physical. So at the beginning of this year, I started fasting, and I assumed that I was only going to fast for 21 days like I usually do. I usually do a 21-day fast at the beginning of the year, giving God my first. Well, I was invited into a 40-day fast in the middle of my 21-day fast. So my 21-day fast ended up actually being more like a 60-day fast. And so as I was in it, I was usually, when a person is fasting, they lose weight. Well, for whatever reason, this year I didn't. And I was really frustrated about that. So being the rules person, or being the type of person that I go back to rules, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to switch this up in the middle of the fast so I can see progress on the scale? But God was showing me, I think, that this year it wasn't about progress on the scale that he wanted me to see as much as he wanted to take care of some things inside my heart. And that, I would say, was completely 100% successful. So one, I realized that I really don't want to lose weight to fit into a certain size clothes, to fit into, or to be able to wear a certain outfit, or to be able to look a certain way. That's really not my heart's desire, to lose weight. One, I want to be more physically fit so that I have more energy and I can fulfill both the obligations that I have in my life, as well as being able to do the fun things in my life, to have those memories with my family, to enjoy those moments with my family, to do those things that fill me up on the inside. And most of those are done with my family, and they're active things. So, but the most important aspect of what I want to do for my physical body is a spiritual thing. I want every single area of my life to reflect my love for God and the fact that he is number one in my life. Well, my outward body is a reflection on how much I have surrendered to God in every area of my life. And if my outward body is not in good physical shape, is not where it's supposed to be, that I am not fully surrendered in that area to God. And I want every part of me to be a reflection, a good representation of my surrender to God. So that is my main focus this year now when it comes to my physical body and the physical goals that I have. It's not so much to fit into a certain pair of jeans. It's not to fit into a certain size clothes. It's not to look a certain way, except that I want my outer body to reflect the surrender that I have given to God on my insides. Spiritually speaking as well, it's the same. Consistency over time will show your spiritual growth. I have been blessed to be in a Bible study with two women, and we have been going at it for about 3 years now. And it starts out, we started out doing a chapter a day. Then we were doing 5 chapters a week. We're down to 3 chapters a week, at the most some months, simply because of our time. But I have learned more in the Bible by doing it this way with a group of people than I would have if I was doing it myself, if I was just checking off the boxes. I am learning so much about His Word. And that is what I am striving to give to people through the membership, that they also will have that consistency over time, that when you make God a priority in your life and when you make a relationship with Him a priority in your life, that consistency over time, you might not see the growth at the beginning. You might not see it in the first couple of weeks or the first couple of months, but it's there. That growth is there. And then when you look back over a 6-month period or a year period, you will see just how much you have grown. And hopefully your hunger for Him and your thirst for things of the Word and for things of God have grown as well. So consistency over time. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. If you're not seeing the results that you want to see with the goals that you have set for yourself, don't despair. There is still plenty of time. As long as you are actively working towards that goal, as long as you're being consistent towards that goal, God will help you to see the benefits. So that is your encouragement for today. Look at the links below. You can check out the membership. You can check out the books. You can check out my website. Don't forget about the Cheer Up podcast. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk to you next week.